Are you tired of protecting every Excel worksheet one by one? If your workbook contains 5, 10, or even 20 worksheets, protecting each one manually takes time and increases the chance of making mistakes. In this video, I'll show you how to create a VBA macro that protects every worksheet in your workbook. With a single click, allows users to filter data while keeping the worksheets protected, prevents changes to worksheet tabs. And finally, we'll create another macro that unprotects everything with just one click. Let's get started. Here, I have a workbook containing several worksheets. As you can see, I can freely enter data into the cells on every worksheet. This means that none of the worksheets are currently protected. If your workbook contains many worksheets, protecting each one individually can become very time-consuming. Instead, we'll automate the entire process using a simple VBA macro. I'll open the Visual Basic Editor. From the menu, I'll choose Insert Module. Now I'll create a new VBA procedure. Next, I'll declare a worksheet variable and loop through every worksheet using a for each loop. This approach works regardless of whether your workbook contains 5 worksheets or 50. The macro will automatically protect every worksheet. For each worksheet, I'll call the protect method. When protecting a worksheet, you'll also need to specify a password. You'll need this same password later if you want to unprotect the worksheets. Make sure you save the macro before you test it. Before running the macro, make sure to save your workbook as an Excel macro-enabled workbook .xlsm. If you save it as a regular .xlsx file, Excel will remove all VBA macros when you save the workbook. This is one of the most common mistakes beginners make. Now I'll run the macro. Let's try entering some data into one of the cells. Excel displays a message indicating that the worksheet is protected. The same happens on every worksheet in the workbook. The macro has successfully protected all worksheets. If I want to unprotect just one worksheet manually, I can simply right-click the Worksheet tab and select Unprotect Sheet. After entering the password, the worksheet becomes editable again. However, if your workbook contains many worksheets, doing this one by one isn't practical. In many situations, you want users to be able to filter data without allowing them to edit it. We can do that by adding the Allow Filtering parameter. I'll run the macro again. Editing data is still blocked, but filtering works perfectly. This is especially useful for reports that users only need to review and filter. We can improve the protection even further by protecting the workbook structure. I'll add another line of code that protects the workbook structure. This prevents users from moving, deleting, renaming, or adding worksheets. It provides an additional layer of protection for the workbook. I'll run the macro again. Now, not only are the worksheet cells protected, but users also can't modify the worksheet tabs. Both the workbook's contents and its structure are now protected. Now let's create another macro that unprotects every worksheet. The easiest way is to copy the existing macro. Instead of using the protect method, I'll replace it with unprotect. I'll use the same password that was used to protect the worksheets. Now, with a single click, every worksheet is unprotected. All worksheets are fully editable again. To make these macros even easier to use, I'll add both of them to the Quick Access Toolbar. I'll open the Excel options. Then I'll add both macros. Finally, I'll assign different icons so it's immediately obvious which macro protects the workbook and which one unprotects it. From now on, I can run either macro with a single click. As a final touch, I'll add a simple message box to the end of both macros. This gives the user immediate confirmation that the macro has finished running successfully. As you can see, with just a few lines of VBA code, you can save a significant amount of time, especially when working with workbooks that contain many worksheets. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which VBA macro you'd like to see in a future tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.